Okay, it is Wednesday. Today is September 2nd. For those of you unaware of the days, I know things sort of blend during our home confinement time or restricted movement time, I guess would be a more appropriate way to say that. If you notice, the videos have gone up for Monday's lecture, and that is units 7 and 8. I also was able to include the opening housekeeping section, like the section I'm doing right now. So I'll start putting those up also. If you were not with us on Monday, there was a lot of stuff we discussed. So please take some time and watch the greeting video from Monday. We covered the changes to the syllabus. We covered the format for your themes, or now it's going to be themes and or spheres, just because people are asking, they want it a little bit broader. And I think that way it allows you to do more, allows you to find something that actually speaks to you better and you might feel more comfortable with using. We talked about how the quiz / now exam structure is going to be reworked. On that topic, I want to go ahead and remind you, next week will be that first quiz cluster, exam cluster. There will be no new chapters for next week. I did not want to do that to you guys. I did not want to give you some new work on the week that you will be having your first exam. Make sure that was on the syllabus like that properly. Yes. I did not put anything on. Next week is Labor Day, so there is no class on Monday. You can log in. I will not be here. I will be probably out in the yard trying to clean up or do something of that sort. So no class on Monday. It is Labor Day. Enjoy it. Take a break, kick back, start studying. The first exam cluster will cover units 1 through 8. So these first couple weeks of class. Remember, the way it will be organized is each mod will have its own section of the exam that you can do as a unit. So you'll do the mod for mod 1, which is basically units 1, 2, and 3. You'll do those together. Then you can actually take a break. Then you can come back and do your mod 2 and then mod 3. So I wanted to try and keep them as similar as to what I wanted to do. But if you'll watch the video on Monday or watched last week, you know there has been some things. It had not had time to go up through chain of command. So the future classes will probably be worked out like that. But for this way, because of the craziness with the, COVID, it was not able to get up through permissions in time. So that's for the exam. Today, I want to go ahead and do a walkthrough of the lab. Oh, rewind a little bit. I went through and I've tried to go through and check everyone's grades on all of your submissions, except for things that are currently due now, like your discussion on atmosphere. I have not graded those all yet. Some of you have gotten grades, and I try to comment on interesting things I find in them. I also talked on Monday about the discussion leaders going forward. All those dates are open. I see some of you have started actually jumping on dates, and that is great. Remember, those are first come, first serve, and you must do one sometime in the semester. I didn't want to just randomly assign one to you because I know everyone has their own time frame that they can do stuff in. And I did not want to hurt anyone in that manner. So sign up. The sooner you sign up, the better it is. Then you'll be sure you have a date that works for you. Okay, after that, the last thing is I will, after we go through our lab today, I will actually broadcast I'll tell you I'll do the 5 spheres lecture. I've got ones for both, but I'll do 5 spheres just because it's tighter into the subject we're doing right now. Since it says physical geography, I'll start with that one. And then I will come probably next week, I will do a lecture on the 5 themes of geography. Remember, these are examples of what I want to see from you for your final presentation. These are not to be long. Mine will probably go a little bit longer than yours will, just because I want to give you a wide range of options so you can see how it should be put together. I think that is all the housekeeping. Anybody else? Okay, time frame for the quiz. You'll have a half hour or 30 minutes for each one of the mods inside the exam package. So the time frame is going to be, there'll be 30 minutes each side of the mod. You will have a total of a 3-day window from, actually 4 days. I gave you a Saturday because I don't know how your weekdays are going. But the exam mod will open on Wednesday after we talk. And then once that opens, you will have until Saturday at 11:59 when that locks. If you have not accomplished those by then, you are out of luck. There is no makeup, there is no redo. You have that time frame. If you cannot, for some reason, say you have been called to be an emergency astronaut flying to the space station and you will not be available through that 4-day period, let me know beforehand. Let me know before those tests open so I can make an accommodation for you. If you have an accommodation request, run through the school. We will work individually to set that up for you. If you feel you need an accommodation, a global or class-wide accommodations, remember, talk to the Accommodation and Disability Office. They are wonderful, wonderful people. You talk to them. They are non-judgmental, but they are very thorough, and they will help you craft whatever additional accommodations you need for yourself to make the best use of this class. And that's what I want. I want this to be the best class possible for you. So if you need accommodations, please contact them, talk to them, work everything out. Then they will contact me, and then we will get together and make arrangements. Another thing in the mod, I did also, we talked about the barometer, or the actual physical tool, the tool to measure barometric pressure. There's a short little video in there that I like to show. I normally show it during class, but I didn't want to take up video feed time to show it. So take a look at that. It's kind of cool. I also opened up something else. Let's pull this in. Yeah, we'll pull that in. A thing called Earth Null School. I'm actually going to share that screen because it is just really, really cool. I want you guys to see this. Pop you in. Okay, so this is one of my all-time favorite web pages. This is the Earth Null School Global Wind Pattern model. Remember we talked about a model simplification of real-world information. This model actually shows you wind patterns, global wind patterns. It is not real time. It is digitally generated using the concept of pressure gradients. We talked about that in our last lab. So they take pressure gradients, they figure out where they are, and they model the global wind flow. So if you want to see where the wind is coming from, you can actually see the wind. So as you can see through here, you have the winds coming. These are our trade winds, or actually, we got the trade winds here, we got the westerlies here. You'll learn about these in, I think, two sessions, something like that. So it's a fun thing, play around. You can go down here, you can change all the parameters. We have talked about things like projections. This is a great way to sort of see how projections function. You can actually change the projections. Remember, a projection is a way to model a 3-dimensional surface on a 2-dimensional surface. You can see really cool, weird things. There is the standard orthogonal. This is one we are used to seeing. We also have, this is called an equilateral or an equidistance. And then you can also do fun things. You can measure the wind flow at different elevations, so surface wind flow, upper elevations or pressures. You can also see ocean currents, which we will look at in the ocean section. You can see chemicals in the atmosphere. You can see particulates in the atmosphere. Really cool thing right now is you can see the dust coming off of the Sahara Desert here in Africa. This is actually dust blowing all the way across the Atlantic Ocean to us. If you remember, about 2 to 3 weeks ago, there was that big thing in the news about Saharan dust storm reaching the United States. This is what it is. There is always dust coming from there to us. It's the way the winds blow. But that time it was just really heavy and people were able to notice it. All right, let's stop sharing that. That is all the housekeeping. I'm going to stop that recording.